فقضاهن 7 سماوات في يومين وأوحى في كل سماء أمرها وزينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وحفظا ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم فإن أعرضوا فقل أنذرتكم صاعقة مثل صاعقة عاد وثمود إذ جاءتهم الرسل من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم ألا تعبدوا إلا الله قالوا لو شاء ربنا لأنزل ملائكة فإنا بما أرسلتم به كافرون فأما عاد فاستكبروا في الأرض بغير الحق وقالوا من أشد منا قوة أولم يروا أن الله الذي خلقهم هو أشد منهم قوة وكانوا بآياتنا يجحدون فأرسلنا عليهم ريحا صرصرا في أيام نحسات لنذيقهم عذاب الخزي في الحياة الدنيا ولعذاب الآخرة أخزى وهم لا ينصرون وأما ثمود فهديناهم فاستحبوا العمى على الهدى فأخذتهم صاعقة العذاب الهون بما كانوا يكسبون ونجينا الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون.
Takbir! How do you feel, brothers and sisters? Our brothers and sisters in East Turkestan, just for reciting Quran, just for earning a mushaf, they can get locked up in concentration camps. What do you say to that? China, China, shame on you!
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 Our call is clear. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
When do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do you want it?
Now!
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
Just a reminder, brothers and sisters, try and spread out because of COVID regulations. Try and spread out as much as you can, inshallah, and keep them coming from the back. Our next speaker, he's no introduction, he's none other than our Sheikh, Dr. Haitham al-Haddad. He's going to take the stage now and give us some few words.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن نبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله. My dear respected brothers and sisters, when we look in the world, when we look in the right and the left, when we look everywhere, we see that injustice is prevailing everywhere in the world. And no one is standing against injustice except when it suits their agenda or when it suits their interest, except for Muslims. Muslims, they stand for justice, they stand against injustice anywhere at any time, under any cost. Why? Because Allah Jalla wa Ala commanded us to do so, and we are proud of this. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين لله شهداء بالقسط. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله. O you who believe, stand for justice, stand for Allah Jalla wa Ala. And Allah Jalla wa Ala called us the people of justice. And my dear respected brothers and sisters, I will tell you some of the good news. I know that many of you might say that this is a very long journey, and when the Uyghur Muslims are going to get their rights against China, this superpower, how are they going to get their rights? No one is helping them. And I'm telling you that first of all, Allah Jalla wa Ala will help them. Secondly, Muslims all over the world will help them, and one time they will get their rights by the will of Allah Jalla wa Ala.
Takbir! Allahu Akbar!
We don't lose hope. We might see this in our lifespan, but even if we don't see this, we will see it when we go to Allah Jalla wa Ala, and Allah Jalla wa Ala will show us the outcome of what we have done, even we do not see it in this life. So, this long journey has to continue, whether we know we will see the outcome in our life or we don't see it. However, my dear respected brothers and sisters, I can assure you that we start to see some of the fruits of what we have done. Last time, the demonstration was very small, and alhamdulillah, it is getting bigger. In fact, my dear respected brothers and sisters, I was with the Uyghur community in Bosnia a few weeks ago, and we always used to criticize them that they are not united. And in that gathering, the international gathering for the Uyghur Muslims, 80% of the organizations that work for the Uyghur cause, they met together and they agreed on a manifesto for themselves. And this is a great achievement by the grace of Allah Jalla wa Ala. So, inshallah, there is a hope as far as we are doing it for the sake of Allah Jalla wa Ala. We will see hope, inshallah. The struggle will continue and will last for years, but Allah Jalla wa Ala promised us that al-aqibatu lil-muttaqeen. Success lies with those who fear Allah Jalla wa Ala, and with those who remain firm, and with those who are united. وَإِن تَصْبِرُوا وَتَتَّقُوا لَا يَضُرُّكُمْ كَيْدُهُمْ شَيْئًا. Two conditions: be consistent and be united, and you will see positive outcome. May Allah Jalla wa Ala preserve you. May Allah Jalla wa Ala unite our hearts. May Allah Jalla wa Ala make us as Muslims to stand against injustice anywhere in the world.
Takbir! Allah!
We should be proud of ourselves. In fact, our non-Muslim colleagues, they should support us, because at times they might not be able to stand for justice, and we will come forward to stand for justice even for non-Muslims.
Takbir! Allah Akbar!
We should be proud of who we are, and we should be proud that Allah Jalla wa Ala entrusted us with this, and inshallah we will see a future, we will see near victory for our Muslim brothers and sisters in East Turkestan. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah.
Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar!
Show the Uyghurs who you are!
La ilaha illallah!
Show the Uyghurs who you are!
La ilaha illallah!
Show the Uyghurs who you are!
La ilaha illallah!
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
Our next speaker is our brother Jordan M., who has spoken out against the injustices against the Uyghurs for many years, at personal cost to himself. His Twitter accounts, his social media accounts, his TikTok accounts being banned, being closed, with hundreds of thousands of followers, but he still speaks out for our Uyghur brothers and sisters. Get a round of takbeers for our brother Jordan and Takbeer!
Allahu Akbar!
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So almost a year ago, I attended a protest in this very spot. There must have been no more than 30 people. And Brother Sabor was here. And we talked about filling up this entire street. And now look at you all here in solidarity with the Uyghur Muslims, for our brothers and sisters.
Takbir!
May Allah bless every single one of you for your attendance today. Last time I spoke about the power of social media and how all of us can make a difference. And here we are, making that difference. But here's the thing. I do not want to be here today. I do not want to be here today. I don't want to be here ever again. 7 decades ago in Nazi Germany, when the gas chambers were found, when the mass murder of the Jews was realized, there was a 2-word promise vocalized all around the world. Does anyone know what that was?
Never again.
Never again. Never again. So if that's the case, why are the Uyghurs being ignored? Why are the Uyghur brothers and sisters attending tribunals, trying to prove something we know damn well is happening? Where are all the human rights activists? All the ones that claim to be the bastions of morality, the ones that defend oppressed minorities? Where are they? Where are the superpowers of the world who will invade a country to liberate the mythical, uneducated girl? Where are the Muslim leaders? We need you. The Ummah needs you. The Uyghurs need you. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that the greatest struggle is the word of truth to the tyrant ruler. Well, let's address the leader of the CCP, shall we? Xi Jinping. Why are you still systematically raping, torturing and humiliating a people? Shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Xi Jinping. Why are you still holding millions of Muslims in camps? 1 in 10 Muslims are currently behind bars. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Xi Jinping. Why are the Uyghurs still being sold into forced labour? Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Xi Jinping. Why are you still forcing Uyghur women into marriages they don't want to do? Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Xi Jinping. Why are you still forcibly sterilising Uyghur women, cutting out their wombs? This is ethnic cleansing. This is a clear genocide. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
You want to burn Qurans. You want to destroy mosques. You want to remove Ramadan. Well, we see you. The world sees you. There may well be a population of 1 billion in China, but the Ummah is 2 billion strong. The Ummah is one body. And if one part of that body feels pain, we all feel it.
Allahu Akbar.
We are all Uyghurs. We are all Uyghurs standing here. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone around the world who is staying silent on this obvious genocide is going to be on the wrong side of history with Xi Jinping and his party. Join us and help us liberate our Uyghur brothers and sisters. Never again!
Never again.
Jazakallah khair.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Show the Uyghurs who you are.
La ilaha illallah.
Show the Uyghurs who you are.
La ilaha illallah.
Show the Uyghurs who you are.
La ilaha
Show
illallah.
the Uyghurs who you are.
La ilaha illallah.
Our next guest is Brother Khattab, who will be performing some spoken word poetry, inshallah. Let's introduce him with a round of takbir. Allahu Akbar!
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Tell the Uyghurs who we are!
La ilaha illallah.
Tell
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah.
I was told to perform a piece today, but wallah, no words. Wallah, no words. I was until Fajr trying to write, but no words can replicate what our brothers are going through, wallah. So takbir! 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 So the piece I've written, I need you for your takbirs. The piece I've written is called The Art of War. So Bismillah. Where the dirt of the soil lies moist from the tears dripping from beards and hijabs, from whims and sighs. Broken limbs and cries are the tortured hymns and lullabies are retired sleeping eyes. Dreaming for light within darkness, the land of the rising sun. We waiting for the sunrise. A sun dies, my son dies, and a sunrise. Trying to summarize my sunwise. The sun dies, it's sun rays, my sun rays in some ways. No shade, there's some rays. Armor plates can't protect as the night hides. In the night sky, predators flying, dove feathers in the skies high. You can't breathe, this ain't no Tai Chai like the morning gong. You still drum your conspiracies with despised lies. Rotten carcass and demise lie. Do them eyes lies, yellow fly, stars fly high above crimson pools of red blood. Yellow stars, pools of red blood. Like your same flag, my, oh my. Where the masjids are set ablaze from a spark as they think there's some kind of match. And children are spread and split from their homes, exiled within your great walls that are, and the cries are heard through crevices and cracks. Where social media censored as to speak the voiceless in case of attack. As we are like the Facebook logo. You put in a box and left effing blue for your Insta onslaughts and attacks. Where genocide is a front runner, meddling to sprint to finish a race in set tracks. And silence stays statue still as you sculpt away to make mannequin through death traps. Elderly women ripped off their head wraps. Grandfathers slapped back in line. In the beard a snip back. Bullets cap back. Prayer cap snap back. Concentration camps too packed. But it's notorious, it's no biggie that you want no faith. If hate was a selfie, I want to look at it, look at yourselves in your true face. What swines as families forced to eat pork from food crates to soup plates, dictated by overweight true fakes, and their chins are hanging out like Chinese roommates, hands picking hand-picked daughters at young girls to become groom slaves, virginity's pressed like oil as they kidnap from their purity to survive and escape, to try to keep chaste. Mothers cry desperate tears asking for fatwa. Is it halal to take my life? Oh yeah, Sheikh. And as a handmaid's tale begins, where every junked daughter's kidnapped through checkpoints, blocked by blocking bunkers, the smell of fresh meat as she's watched by prey by flocking vultures. Honor, what honor? When there are four on her as wolves covered their eyes as they jump her. Her innocence smashed like a bull in a china shop as continues to stomp as a thumper. Fathers flock to make and made to watch as pleasure points to pain as acupuncture. Acupuncture, you punches. She lies flat punctured, trying to flat outnumbered. In complete slumber, she mutters her last words. May the eyes of the cowards never sleep.
Takbir!
Allah Akbar!
Takbir!
Takbir! May the eyes of the cowards never sleep. The same words on the deathbed of Khalid bin Walid. May every time you blink your eyes, may every oppression replay in your dreams and you repeat. And as I shouted, yeah, Mu'tasima, where are the black and white horses to save us from the elite and who continues to mistreat? But my Lord is al-Khair al-Makirin. Best of planners, he never burdens a soul more than he can take to succeed as paradise now is my eternal home. My mother awaits me as I will be the first resting on gold thrones with green birds beneath. You see, you broke us to pieces. You broke my identity, my honor you tore. But you'll never break our faith. And that is my art of war.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
Khatab the way, barakallahu feek.
Tell the Uyghurs who we are!
La ilaha illallah!
Tell the Uyghurs who we are!
La ilaha illallah!
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
How are we feeling? How are our voices? Okay, we're only about level 2. We want to get to level 10 inshallah by the time we send echoes through the Chinese embassy. What are we here for?
Justice.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? When
Justice.
do we want it?
Now.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Our next speaker is no stranger to this platform. He is none other than the legend Moazzam Begg. Takbir!
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
My dear brothers, sisters, friends, well-wishers, everybody who's come here to speak for our brothers, the Uyghurs of East Turkestan. What is it that brings us here this day? Is it race? Is it color?
No.
Is it where we live?
No.
Is it geography?
No.
Is it La ilaha illallah?
Yes.
Is it La ilaha illallah?
Yes.
Is it Muhammad Rasulullah?
Yes.
Because these words in China, in East Turkestan, are a political statement. When I asked some Uyghurs about why are Uyghur prisoners dressed in orange jumpsuits like we were in Guantanamo Bay, it's not because they're accused of being involved in political violence. It's because their reply to Assalamu alaikum is Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, and because of that, so many of them are thrown into re-education camps, because the re-education process means that they need to extract from them their very existence, their aqidah, their belief, their identity, their religious identity, their cultural identity. Brothers and sisters, I want to ask you this question. What would you do? We all know that we have Islamophobia here. There are levels of Islamophobia. There's Guantanamo Bay, there's the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. There's the targeting of Muslims under Schedule 7 and Prevent. But then there's a completely different level of Islamophobia, the kind of Islamophobia that the Uyghurs, some of whom are here amongst us, would say to me that Wallahi al-Azim, I wish that we had the kind of Islamophobia you have in the West. So I want to ask you, what would you do if somebody said to you, you must renounce the Shahada, renounce La ilaha illallah, and in its place, recite the Communist Party manifesto? What would you do? Would you agree?
No.
What would you do? Would you refuse?
Yes.
What would you do? What would you say? La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Those are the words that you would say, you dare you say on your lips. But if you were put to the test, would you say it? If you were put to the test, would you hold on to that faith? Or would you capitulate? Because that is the test that that government of that embassy is putting our brothers and sisters through every day. And so you understand, and for the naysayers who stand amongst us and say this is all a ploy, this is a conspiracy theory against the Chinese, this is all set up by the Americans, here stands a victim and a survivor of America, the worst it can do to tell you this is no conspiracy.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
My brothers and sisters, so you understand, when it came to the war on terrorism, the Chinese government was working hand in hand with the United States of America. How is it possible that Chinese intelligence agents were allowed and permitted to go to Guantanamo to interrogate the Uyghurs if they weren't working together? How is that possible? And how is it possible that China wanted the United States to put Uyghur organizations on the terrorism list? And because of calling them terrorists and fundamentalists and extremists and Muslims, they have said that that the Uyghurs of East Turkestan needed to be subjected to the worst of the Prevent scheme you can imagine. Targeted because they fast in Ramadan, imprisoned because they refuse to drink alcohol, tortured because they refuse to eat pork, abused because they say La ilaha illallah. And again, for those naysayers who stand amongst us, who are confused and think this is some kind of a ploy, you think that China is anti-colonial. Do you think that the Uyghurs of East Turkestan, their language is Han Chinese? Do you think that their written script is a Chinese script? Rather, they write in an Arabic script to this day. These are the original Turks. That's why it's called East Turkestan. They are the fathers, the originators, the progenitors of the Turks. It's from them that the original Turks came and migrated right across Central Asia and eventually settled in Turkey. Their language, their custom, their culture is unique and distinct and different from that imposed by the Chinese government. So you understand that the project of the Chinese government has always been a colonial project, an imperialist project. For those anti-imperialists and anti-colonialists amongst us, bear that in mind and bear witness that we stand against China's imperialism and colonialism, and more importantly, their opposition to Islam. The only thing that unites all of us here today, from all our different backgrounds, our cultures, our customs, our colors and places of origin, is the words that we begin with and that I end with. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. These are the words that connect us to our brothers and sisters in East Turkestan, and it's for that that we stand together with them. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdu lillahi rabbil alameen.
Takbir! Allah! Takbir!